tits don't have the same allure to me as they used to. So maybe if it was like 2 fangs, 12 balls, I'd be like, all right, this is my fucking movie now.
The Cracked Cauldron is a podcast hosted by Ed Bolden-Greer and Jacob A. Garner. In each episode, Ed and Jacob will have free-flowing conversations about life, culture, and personal growth.
No thought too dumb.
No question too deep.
The conversation starts here. Welcome to the Cauldron.
Hey, Jacob, how you doing, man?
Oh, I'm tired.
Me too.
I'm tired. My voice is slowly starting to recover. But how are you doing, man?
You know, I'm doing okay. I'm just going to give you a little rising.
Yeah, that's fair. Me and Jared were falling apart at the seams all weekend. The 60-year-old was running circles around the 2 30-year-olds. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
So, Brew Crew, we were at FrankenCon this past weekend, June 26th, 27th, and 28th. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's the first time that FrankenCon 2026 had a third day on Sunday. I'm going to start on Sunday because I was fearful.
Okay.
Well, because it's new, I was fearful we would have low attendance.
Yeah, that crossed my mind.
And then, if you remember, we picked you up to go out there because parking can sometimes be a little hairy.
Yeah.
And as we were coming down Alcoa Highway, okay, the clouds were following us. We got a few raindrops on us, and then after we got a few raindrops on us, all heaven broke loose.
Oh my gosh.
And for about 2 hours, torrential downpours and flash floods everywhere.
He is not being hyperbolic at all. I mean, it looked like, when I looked back when they were driving us, it looked like just a wall of water with the darkest clouds I could see.
Absolutely.
And then when we finally, I walked up to the front of the doors where you were standing at, and I mean, it literally looked like you were inside of a car wash. It was crazy how much rain was coming down.
Well, for those of you who don't know, FrankenCon is a Knoxville-based horror convention that's built around old school horror. It happens every year at the Hilton Knoxville Airport in Alcoa, Tennessee. And we were there set up as special celebrities, and we were there to promote and market Appalachian Horror Fest 2026. And we had a great time.
Absolutely fantastic time. I was talking to you about it, and I'm sure you probably agree. This was easily the best FrankenCon that they've ever put on.
Absolutely.
And you said something, was it Sunday, when we were getting dinner afterwards, that I actually agree with. I think this was the best convention we've ever done in terms of engagement and everything.
I think our formula to get people who are attending to engage with us, we had a lot of people coming out because of the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Brew Crew came out in mass to see us. FrankenCon had a little over 70 vendors, which is huge for that space. All of those vendors were absolutely amazing. They had a little storytelling event. They had a film festival, a small film festival. They had panels. Mm-hmm. They had a lot of celebrities. They had 2 rooms full of celebrities that you could go get your picture taken with, all of that. We'll talk about a couple of those here in just a minute. But they had something that I hadn't seen before. And I thought it was the coolest thing. You got to see it more up close than I did, and that's the Green Goblin head in the
the Green Goblin head museum. So for those who don't know, it was a 1980s movie. I think you said it was 86 or something like that, Ed.
1986.
And Stephen King directed it himself, and it's just awesome. And key marquee part of it was that one of the huge big rigs that's like chasing down the main characters, trying to squash them and run them over. It has this humongous
green,
the Green Goblin head on it and
orange eyes.
I don't know how these people ended up getting it, but they have it and they just drive around with this mobile museum dedicated to it. It's so awesome.
It was incredible. I'm gonna kind of play some question and answer stuff here.
Sure.
One of my favorite movies, not my favorite, my favorite movie is Trick or Treat, and my favorite character is Sam. He's always watching over us inside the G spot here. He's up on a shelf. But one of my favorite movies of all time is Pumpkinhead. And they had a celebrity there, Brunt Wallace, who was played by Brian Brimmer. He was there, and he's actually from this area. From Appalachia, yeah. And he came up and talked to us at the booth for a good 20 minutes about Appalachian Horror Fest, about our podcast. And he was just very engaging and very on point. And I was just very impressed with how down to earth he was. Mm-hmm. So, Jacob, I want to ask you, what was your favorite part of FrankenCon? And don't say the alcohol.
Yeah, we pre-gamed at Applebee's before the first day. It was great. Honestly, I know this is going to sound cheesy, Ed, but it just felt great to hang out with you guys again,
Yeah. Well, hold on. Consider the source on that, and you're lactose intolerant.
That's fair. But it was just cool to kick it with you and Jared all weekend.
It was amazing. I'm just going to say, we hadn't got to hang out that much in months.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
And obviously, the turnout for FrankenCon was amazing.
It was. There were so many people there, so many vendors that we knew.
Yeah.
So many vendors that were there to support the horror industry or community. Yeah, really. And the number of families that were coming out. And, you think horror and you think, couples might come out, individuals might come out. These were whole families, like mom, dad, brother, sister, all of it.
Cute little kids, so many cute babies.
So many cute babies. Speaking of cute babies.
Yeah.
You're going to talk about a vendor that we really love here in a moment.
Yes. Yeah.
Who decided to gift me with a baby. Mm-hmm. Now, I haven't come up with a name for the baby yet, but we'll work on it. But just so you all are aware, we'll put a picture in the show notes of this baby. It came from a very, very wonderful human being at...
Their name for their booth was Gothic Doll Asylum.
Yep. And we just love them. And they had some tarot readings that were going on there. And in fact, we're probably going to have them at Appalachian Horror Fest doing some card readings. But Jacob, would you hand me that baby?
Yeah, let's do it.
We're going to see if he'll actually touch it. Can you?
Because it's real porcelain.
It's a real porcelain doll. And Jacob,
there you go.
How would you feel if this lovely demonic baby was sitting beside you when you woke up?
If I woke up and that thing was beside me, I would throw it against the wall so fast and run out of my apartment, even though I sleep naked. That's everybody else's fucking problem.
That sounds like
getting out of
problem. One of the things that I'll say, we had a lot of the brew crew there, and a lot of people were making observations about how chill you were. Mm-hmm. Now, they weren't saying how cool you were.
No, definitely
They were saying how chill you were, with all these cosplayers dressed in horrific, wonderful, but horrific costumes, just walking around you. I want to go back to our first con, and I want you to kind of describe when somebody would walk up to you, how you reacted.
Like, if they had a cool cosplay that wasn't too scary, I was like, that's really, really dope. But like whenever...
You mean like Mothman?
Yeah, like a Mothman, or that one chick who dressed up as Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah.
Like, that was awesome. But whenever I would get like some creepy dude with like distended like limbs and like real scary like face masks and blood and everything, I would get on edge. I'd be like, what the fuck is that? And normally it would be like a jump scare. Like, you would say, hey, Jacob, turn around. And I'd turn around and be like, what the fuck? And I could tell that people knew that I was nervous about it because they would try to scare me all the time.
Yeah. Well, one of our brew crew, Mark, was standing at the booth talking to me, and we happened to look around. You were overlooking at some videos, and we happened to look around, and there was this huge, big...
It's kind of like a Wendigo.
Wendigo, yeah, but it was very tall. Walked up behind you and brushed you, not meaning to. It was crowded.
Yeah.
And you just looked around like, hey, okay. and Mark said, wow, our Freddy cat has really grown up.
I was explaining it to Miss Funk, I think. I was like, yeah.
If she hears you calling her Miss Funk.
I met her as Miss Funk. I called her Miss Funk for almost a year. She's going to be Miss Funk. I'm sorry. I don't make the rules. But I was
sorry, Donna.
I was explaining to her, I was like, this was the culmination of my immersion therapy with being Ed's friend. I don't have a choice but to be exposed to this shit on a regular basis. So I've just got thicker skin now.
Yeah.
This doll is creepy as fuck for the brew crew. You can't see it. I didn't know its head articulated, and he's like twisted its head to look directly at me. It's got like these creepy blue eyes with fangs and like a pentagram on its head. This thing's creepy as shit. You'll see what I'm talking about when we upload the photo.
Our wonderful Jacob here. Why am I being nice to you today?
I don't know.
Our wonderful Jacob here was interviewed at FrankenCon twice.
Yeah, not once, but twice.
Once by the very famous and illustrious The Big Scary Show.
Yes.
And The Big Scary Show can be found at bigscaryshow.com. Where you can go and hear Jacob's interview talking about Appalachian Horror Fest. And then he was also interviewed by Rants from the Black Lodge, where you can go to their Facebook page, look up Rants from the Black Lodge, and that will get you to other platforms. They're all on all of the platforms.
Yes.
So you could just listen there. And we were just very, very excited to get all of that promotion for Appalachian Horror Fest.
And I just got to say, too, I believe his name was Dan from The Big Scary Show.
Yeah.
So he kind of walked up. I didn't know who he was because, I mean, even though I do have a podcast talking about horror movies and stuff like that, I don't typically listen to many scary podcasts for obvious reasons. So I thought he was just like a nice older gentleman walking around with a microphone. And I actually thought it was like a listening device, like because he had earbuds going into it. So he comes over and he says, "So who are you guys, or what are you doing?" I think I've heard of you guys before, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, Appalachian Horror Fest." So I was just kind of talking to him. Then he tells me who he is. He said, "Do you mind if we do a quick interview and you can talk about it, and I can put it on my show?" And he really showed me that there's levels to this shit, honestly, because he was using like a normal. Like voice like this, hey, whatever. Yeah, you're ready. All right, 3, 2, 1, let's do it. And then he immediately just turned it on, was like, and welcome everybody. This is Big Dan. And I mean, he sounded amazing. And I was like, man, I sound like a schlub next to this guy. And by the way,
you are a schlub.
I am a schlub. By the way, I want to say to Brian from Rants from the Black Lodge, if you listen to this, man, I'm so sorry you asked me if Darcy the mail girl, if you had a shot with her, and I said, cut the interview, it's over. Sorry, man.
Well, FrankenCon was very exciting. I was very happy to be there. It was the 5th year.
Wow, really?
For FrankenCon. Yeah, I was unaware that they only count the past 5 years. They had one before, I believe, which was Bride of FrankenCon. But it's not part of the FrankenCon series. Lots and lots of entertainers were there.
Oh, sure, yeah. They did a really good job. I think the marquee name that was there was Mark Tongle? Yeah, I can never pronounce that last name. But he was Toxie from the Toxic Avenger, which is obviously a cult classic. There were some really cool Toxic Avenger cosplays that were there as well. And that guy, by the way, him and the guy who wore the suit. So they had the actual Toxic Avenger, and then the other guy, I can't believe I forgot his name, but he was the one that actually did like all the stunts and the movement with the prosthetics on. He was also there. They're both massive dudes. Like, they were so tall, and they were just so polite, too. I just can't get over how nice they were. Also, shout out to Jessa Flux. I know she also goes by Jupiter, too, but Jessa Flux was there. beautiful, super kind, super nice lady. I just wanted to shout her out because I did talk to her for a little bit, and she came by the booth, and I was asking her about, so what do you do, when you're not actively, filming or doing anything for your personal brand? She goes, I absolutely love putting on and sponsoring drag shows. And I was just like, yeah, you're just a cool person all the way around. I wanted to shout her out because she's super cool. And then, let me think. Oh, yeah, they had a lot of the people that were in, like, Sorority Babes.
Yeah.
Which is that classic slasher. I always tried to rent that one because of the cover in the movie theater.
I know why you tried to rent that one.
Exactly. In the movie rental stores, like Pick a Flick and Movie Gallery, I was like, oh, dude, this looks so hot. But they were there. And then also one of the main actresses from the super awesome movie I Spit on Your Grave was there.
Yeah.
And they did a video watch party where she kind of talked about, oh yeah, here's what happened when we tried shooting this scene and all that. It's really cool. I could go down the list. Obviously, Eddie Guerrero's daughter was there, which is a very famous wrestler. You may know him by the name Rey Mysterio by chance. She was there, and she is just awesome. Loved her.
We also want to say thank you to a couple people.
Oh, yeah.
Well, first of all, Jared and I really want to say thank you to you, Jacob, because you were the captain of the show this year.
Yeah.
If y'all remember, I didn't want to lead this year because last year this time my mother passed away during FrankenCon, so I didn't know how I was going to react. To be honest, I didn't know how I was going to react. So we put Jacob in charge this year, and he did a phenomenal job. We were there all 3 days, but I wanted somebody to be there so that if I needed to walk away, I could. So thank you very much, Jacob. It's probably going to be the only thank you you get the whole rest of this year.
That's fair. Okay. We made it halfway through the year. I know. So at least I got one.
We also want to thank Starla Blue, who is one of our marketing people for Small Raven Media. You can see her at any event that we do. You can also see her at our event at Appalachian Horror Fest. Ollie came out and worked for Small Raven Media, helping with the marketing department while we were at FrankenCon. And then we had the infamous. When I say infamous, I mean that in the best sense of the word. Madam Donna Funk. Madam Maria Donna Funk.
It was such a joy to see them.
And I will say this, that when everything was over, and I'm going to talk about the tiredness of doing a con for a moment, but when everything was over and we went out to eat, it was so nice just to be able to sit and enjoy a meal with all of my people.
I know. It was healing after the weekend that we had.
So I want to really razz you a little bit more, I guess.
Oh, no.
So we started. Now, people, you got to understand, these are long days.
Oh my God.
The three of us, Jared, myself, and Jacob, we started earlier in the morning. Mm-hmm. We picked Jacob up at 11. We got set up at FrankenCon. Not record time this time because we had a new setup.
Yeah.
But almost.
Took us 40 minutes this time.
Yep.
It's not bad.
Got set up, and we then went and had some lunch and came back, and the con started at 4 o'clock. Or we had to be ready for it to start at 4 o'clock. It really started at 4:30. Yeah. But we had to have our A game on at 4 o'clock. And we're not going to mention the adult libations we had prior to that, which made the evening even more fun. And I'm going to say that we were extremely tired. Well, no, I'm not going to say we. Two of our staff people were extremely tired.
Dragging.
By the end of the day. That would not have been me. I was fine. I was a little tired, but I was fine. But Jared and Jacob...
old men.
They are really old men. And it takes two of them, two 30-year-olds, to keep up with one 60-year-old.
I'm telling you, I didn't do myself any favors because after that first day, me and Ollie went to the bar to go watch a World Cup match.
How many pitchers of beer did you drink yourself?
2.
2 pitchers of beer yourself. And you felt like ass the next morning.
I did. I felt like shit until we got the food.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I felt awful. But, man, the people at the con didn't know.
Yep.
Probably.
Professional. You didn't smell too much like beer. So we get there and the con opens and we're there all day. We're there till 8 o'clock that night. So it's a whole 9.5 hour day on your feet, standing, because you can't sit down. I mean, you could, but people don't engage when you sit down.
No, they don't.
And so by the end of that day, what did you do that night?
End of what day? Sorry.
Saturday.
Oh, I went the fuck home and went directly to sleep.
You did not. You went to Chili's.
Oh,
and then went
talking about. Oh, yeah. Sorry, yeah. I remember now. No, so I'm gonna go ahead and shout them out. Horror Junkies FX, was our neighbor to our left. This wonderful young lady, very talented, self-taught, did awesome makeup. It was like a face painting station that she had, and you could pay money, and she would make you look like a zombie or like a horror movie victim.
It wasn't face painting; it was horror effects.
Yeah, horror effects makeup. I said it was like face painting. It's definitely something else, because she was like putting prosthetics and stuff on me, and she was charging very fair prices, like $5 or $7 for stuff. And I wanted to be her first client, so I handed her a $20 bill, and she was like, "Oh, you don't have to pay me this much." I said, No. I'm going to give this to you. You go right ahead. She's like, "Well, what do you want?" And I said, "I never tell an artiste how to express themselves. I trust you."
She made fun of you all week for saying artiste.
I'm sure. And then
because we can't give you her name. She's a minor.
Yeah. But
very talented.
Very talented. She made me look like a leper zombie guy. It was really funny. And then me and Ollie were like, "Fuck, dude, I'm hungry. Let's go to Chili's." So we go to Chili's, and I still have this makeup on. And I had it on for so long that day, because Saturday was such a long day. I periodically would forget that I had this face paint on, and I'd be walking around in public, like at the gas station or Chili's. I'm like, "That dude have a fucking problem? Why is he staring at me this way?" It was really funny. The waitress at Chili's, they asked if they could take a picture. So then I acted like I was passed out in the booth laying on Ollie. It was really funny. And then, speaking of Chili's, shout out Nevermore Dark. They were there with a sister booth where they were selling, obviously Nevermore Dark, they sell their candles and cool soap bombs and everything, but they also sold this amazing hat that I'm currently wearing right now.
I'm going to read that hat to you.
Go for it.
It says, "Good girls," this is why you went to Chili's.
Yes.
"Good girls go to heaven, bad girls go to Chili's."
You're damn right.
It was so true. 2 bad girls went to Chili's.
Yeah, and some bad bitches, dude. And it's got like a leopard print brim on it.
It's actually leopard print, kind of camouflage.
I like it, though. It's such a comfortable, well-made hat. But did you also want to, since I've started anyways, do you want to go ahead and shout out some of your favorite vendors over there?
Well, no, I'm going to let you do that, but I'm going to finish the days.
Okay,
so
go for it.
We picked Jacob up on Sunday morning.
Yes.
He was barely walking.
Yep.
Jared was barely walking.
Yeah. He actually had a legitimate medical condition.
That was Saturday. By Sunday, he was a little bit better. And I was fine.
Yeah. He's bulletproof, this guy.
So
I was lagging behind him every weekend when they would be walking into the con. I was crawling up the stairs like, fuck, dude.
So I refuse to acknowledge age. I think age is a concept.
It's a mindset.
It's a mindset.
You're only as old as you feel.
It's true. And today I don't feel very old.
I'm telling you, my fucking quads and my feet, like, they finally felt okay today. I think it was because I need to replace my Birkenstocks, but either or, you know.
Yeah, you probably do. Go ahead.
All right. So definitely want to shout out this one booth. I didn't catch the artist's name, but you can Google this. He had this awesome graphic novel that he had written and illustrated himself, and it was called Harriet Tubman, Demon Slayer.
Oh, yeah.
And I spent some time talking to him, and it's exactly like what you would imagine. Basically, Harriet Tubman in his universe, not only is she helping like slaves escape to the north on the Underground Railroad, she's actively having to fight against demons and shit, vampires and stuff like that. I was like, that's so funny, because he was like, yeah, the only thing I could think that would be scarier than a normal vampire is like a racist vampire. I was like, holy fuck, dude, that's awesome. Yeah, but he had his first edition out there. He had a kind of a master collab of like the behind the scenes process of making it with like original boards, storyboards, and stuff like that. Original sketches.
His name is David Crowson.
David Crowson, yeah, super friendly guy. And I wanted to buy one of his comics, but the motherfucker sold out.
Yeah,
which was
happens all the time.
Isn't that so cool?
His stuff sells out all the time.
And I wanted to bring it up on the podcast live so that way I could go back and listen to it, because he said that he's in talks with a streaming service to turn it into an animated show, which I think would be so fucking cool.
So cool. You mentioned rants, but I want to mention Robert Isig. He's an author. And I bought multiple books of his. I've read a couple before, and I got another one. You got some more?
Well, I just want to point out, so Goblin House, love their booth. They were always super cool. And I was thinking about this because our lovely father-daughter duo that does the TV cosplay.
She won again.
And you know, it's something that I just thought about, because Goblin House, those two, I assume they're a couple. They always bring their young son with them too. Dude, we've been doing cons for so long now that I'm getting more and more surprised every time I see both the girl that crawls out of the TV and the Goblin House kid. I'm like, oh shit, they're getting bigger and bigger every time I see them.
Growing up before our eyes. We're not going to give away the surprise, but this is probably the last con, maybe CreepyCon, but this will be the last con that this is her character.
Oh, yeah.
In the TV.
Yeah. But they're moving on to bigger and better things.
And better.
They gave us a little teaser about what they're going to do. But yeah, I really wanted to say a big shout out to Grindhouse Video. Any of our brew crew that's in the Knoxville area, they actually have a physical store.
Yeah.
And it's off Kingston Pike. I absolutely love it. If you're a horror fan and you're looking for an obscure horror movie, both either on DVD or VHS, go to Grindhouse. It's super, super dope.
Super cool.
And that's actually where I bought one of our DVDs that we're going to be doing. Just real quick, we had a little bit of a challenge, me and Jared. The idea was that Jared...
Well, I think we have to set this up first.
Okay.
Every year, we host a movie night in October, a couple weeks or a week before Halloween. We do 3 movies. We always do a scary one that's current.
Yeah.
We do an older horror movie, and we do a funny horror movie. Which one? You were about to tell that story, but I think you have to set that up first.
So basically, I had this idea. I was like, you know what we should do? Each one of us should find a movie and not tell the other ones what it is, and then we'll bring it and surprise each other for like what movie is going to be. So Jared picked a funny horror movie.
I got the current horror movies because I watch more than the rest of you.
And Grindhouse, which I thought was super cool because, again, this shows you their selection. I found this really obscure, gory Japanese horror movie that I think is going to be sick. The fucking cover is scary. It was in Ollie's room, and I went to go grab, I think, my keys or something that I left in there, and it was dark, and I just look over, and I see the cover, and I'm like, oh, fuck, what is that? So I'm really excited to see this movie. I really have no idea what it's going to be like. I hope it's good, but if Grindhouse is selling it, they lugged it up there to sell. It has to be good.
Absolutely. Now I will say, we did find out. Well, Jacob didn't quite know the rules. The first video he went out to get, he went out and got a older video.
Yeah.
And brought it over and was showing it to us, and we were like, you're not supposed to show it to us. And he's like, oh, it doesn't matter. And we started looking at it.
Yep.
It was horror porn.
Yeah. Yeah, basically.
Yep.
It was basically back when we read the description. I didn't even read the description, but it was called Vampire Cop. And the guy who directed it and filmed it, paid for it all himself, he was there selling it, and he was telling us all about it. And when we looked at the back, it had something like 2 fangs, 12 breasts
in a bathtub.
And then I started looking at the back. I was like, oh shit, this is just like softcore porn. Don't know if I'm going to be watching that one, but you know.
What?
It does not look very good.
Hold on. It has porn.
I know.
And you're trying to convince the brew crew you're not going to watch it.
Tits don't have the same like allure to me as they used to. So maybe if it was like 2 fangs, 12 balls, I'd be like, all right, this is my fucking movie now. Nah, I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it and I'll talk about it live on air one of these days.
So if we were going to rate FrankenCon this year, 1 to 5, 5 being the best, 1 being, it's okay, where would you put it?
I'm going to give it a solid 5. And I know that seems like the easy way out, honestly, but seriously, I really do mean when I say this was the best FrankenCon they've ever put on.
Absolutely.
The layout was outstanding. The engagement from people was outstanding as well. The vendors were varied and with their products and just very nice to talk to. I mean, it literally just felt like I spent an entire weekend just hanging out with a bunch of buddies.
Yeah. I'm going to give it a 5 as well. And again, I don't feel like that's a cop-out because I saw from year 1 with us until today, like such an amazing organization happening.
Yes.
Like they've grown every year, but they just have such an amazing organization. They did the thing, and it was successful. They were gracious, all the things.
Yeah. And I think it's easy, especially for vendors. Individual results may vary, but I feel like it's very easy for vendors to be very negative and say, well, this didn't happen. And they could have done this
I didn't
better.
make enough money.
Yeah, exactly. But honestly, having now helped run a festival, when you saw FrankenCon this year, to me, that's like a high watermark. That's the standard for how festivals should go and conventions should go.
I'm going to say this. I think cons are going to have to really up their ante. I think vendors are going to have to too. And here's what I'm going to say. Okay, when I've been a vendor at cons, not just horror cons, but different festivals, events, expos for about 30 years now. And here's what I'm going to say. And I might make some people mad, but I always want to improve things. You cannot go to an expo, set up a wonderful booth full of nice things that people want, and sit there on your phone, not engaging with people.
Yeah.
People will not approach you if you're on your phone. So the best way to not make money at one of these horror cons is to be sitting there on your phone when people with money in their pockets walk by.
Yeah.
Now, Small Raven Media and Appalachian Horror Fest and Ravensville and the Cracked Cauldron, we all have a big philosophy. We do not sit down. And if we don't have people at our booth, we walk outside our booth and try to get people to come to our booth. You have to get people coming in. And I realize that our mission is a little different. We are not selling anything. We are giving things away. I was surprised. Last comment that I'll make, and then I'll let you close us out. Last comment. I was surprised at how skeptical people are in trying to give free stuff away.
Yes, you're exactly right. Like, people always thought that there was a catch.
Yep.
And you could see the skepticism over their face. But then when they would walk away from our booth, they're like, you guys are pretty fucking dope. That's awesome. And I will just piggyback off of exactly what you said. I walked around the first 2 days because we were really busy. And when everybody started to grumble about, like, hey, I'm thinking about packing up, and I started to see people grabbing boxes and filling it up, I thought, now's my chance. I only went to the booths that when I was walking around, they actively talked to me. They weren't trying to pitch anything to me. They just talked to me and were asking me, hey, how's your con going? You doing all right? You know, I felt more inclined to go back and actually buy stuff from those people. And I'm glad I did because I got some dope shit.
You did. You did. Thank you all, Brew Crew, for coming out and supporting us at FrankenCon.
Love you.
Now, family, you adults have a few chores to do. Go on over to ravensville.com and see about doing your chores on social media. Follow us on all the social media platforms that we've made available just for you folks, Like, listen, subscribe, and follow wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you don't mind, leave us a good rating and a kind comment. You can find The Cauldron on your favorite podcast platform. And again, make sure you hit that follow button to stay up to date with our latest episodes.
The Cracked Cauldron is a production of Small Raven Media. Today's episode was hosted by Ed Bolden Greer and Jacob A. Garner. Audio engineering and sound design by Nick Devan at Nicky D Sound. Copyrighted 2025 Small Raven Media. All rights reserved.